Good morning. Alright. Thank you all for joining me again. For those of you that are new to my channel, I have been sharing our back to school hauls for some years now, and I thought I would come back in. I did do a live chat on this supply haul, but I wanted it live so that you all could interact with me, and I can talk you through some of the whys, because if you are not new, you know that the hauls are have not looked like this one that I'm about to show you. And I thought it would be fun just kind of, recapping, and now that everything is kind of streamlined and things like that, show you how I came to this no frills point with the school supplies. It's fun, back to school time. I was really excited and making my list and things like that, and plans to get this, that, and the other. But yeah, if you didn't catch that chat, go back and catch it. And it was quite lengthy. That is the reason why I'm just going to go in with a basic haul. But there was a why to that, and I'll kind of get, just a little bit into it in a few minutes, but not too much. So, anywho, homeschooling, yeah, you need supplies. The thing is, you have to be smart about it, and like I say, no frills. Okay, just cut to the chase. I'm not a post-it note kind of girl. Those little things like that begin to add up quickly, even if you're going to dollar stores or what have you. It's those little cutesy things that get you. You end up spending so much more than you really need to. And then sometimes the sales, if you're not really careful with the sales, oh, it's just $1, it's just this, it's just that, you end up spending more than you could. We all love our sales. I have some things here that were on sale, but you have to really pay attention to what that sale is and how long it's going to benefit you, that product. So first off, we have some glue sticks. Now, we use glue sticks and we use glue. We went through last year, okay? Keeping in mind, that's kind of what I base it on. We went through 60. We do interactive notebooks, so we go through a lot of glue, but we also have glue, and I'm going to show you a little hack on our glue that we use. So, this is one case of glue. I did not, like I said, I just went basic. What happened, we had tax-free weekend here August 11th. I got up, I was ready, the kids were ready. I had to pray over that excursion. I had to pray before I went, because I had watched all of the hauls and saw all the cutesy stuff. And after that, I sat down, and the day just started going by. And it's like, okay, are we going out to the store? And I told my husband, I said, I just don't, something is not right. I just don't feel it. Excuse me. So, yeah. Like I said, go back and watch that live chat. I didn't go to the store. I just was not feeling tax-free weekend. I felt that I would go and get a lot of unnecessary material. Alright, so like I said, glue sticks. So at some point, actually towards the end of the year, and I say end of the year, but it was actually around January, February-ish, if I can recall, I purchased another one. So this is actually going to last for a good portion. So we really don't need both of them right now. I want to throw in here I use for my lesson planning, because we color code things. These are really good. They are erasable. and they do erase clean. So here's the eraser right here at the top. These things were purchased at Office Depot, and in the end, the items were ordered online, in-store pickup. So I didn't go to the store to pick them up on purpose. And it's funny, I just did a live chat, or not live chat, Insta story. We were at Office Depot just the other day, but what happens is I'm on the phone and I had a list of things, and I said, go check this out, go check this out, go check this out. And you know, that's just how we operate. And you know, the guy in the store, we know the guy in the store. He knows us by name. I know him by phone, but I do know him by face as well. But he's really good about finding things. And you know, the thing about Target is we do shop Target and Office Depot. Those are the only two places. Target, I was afraid that Target would not have a lot of what I was looking for, and I was right. They didn't have it, and it was actually more. So that saved me a trip to Target, because I would have ended up with some unnecessary supplies. And I'm very conscious of storage and money, and yeah, so the prayer did it. Alright, so next up, some point, these were not actually purchased with the haul, but they were purchased this summer. So we keep a supply of pencils, and I think this particular time they were buy one, no, they were buy two. They were buy two, get one free. So yeah, we have pencils. And I think this pack was actually left over from last year. This was the pack, because there was two of these 18 packs. So, and we used Ticonderoga. This pack was the pack that I purchased year before last, I believe, or was it? It was last year. So we have plenty of pencils. Plenty of pencils. These 3 packs and whatever's left in a drawer. Alright, I'm gonna move it along here. Alright. At some point, I think in April, I popped into Family Dollar for something, and they had these. Now, I'm not really fond of the characters, but these are the big Papermates. They are the thicker lead, which I like. And so I looked at them. The first time I looked at them, I did not get them, and then I went back and I picked up a couple. They were only 50 cents. So, yay. My older kids, I have 2 high school kids, so they also had a, I gave them a stash of these, and I gave the little ones a stash. But what, I went back a couple of times, and what I ended up with was, yeah. So we have pencils galore, and like I said, this was, I think I probably bought about 20, 25, 30 packs, I don't know. I just, kind of cleared the shelf, but I didn't do it all at one time. I tried to save some, and every time I went back, they were still there. So, and they weren't even marked 50 cents. It was just something I took up to the register, and that's how I found out. But yeah, so probably about $10 on pencils. Alright, Target, I was online looking for, before tax-free weekend, I was looking for dry erase markers. Like I said, saw all the hauls. Now, while I am a user of Expo markers, Expo brand is not low odor. They smell. Okay, so I was looking at Target, and down in the recommendations, these popped up. These put me in the mind of something that you would see in an office, and I thought they're just look so generic-ish, but those are usually the best ones. You know, like when you go to a business and you see an ink pen and it's just that basic blue or black ink pen and you want that ink pen, yeah. So I saw these, and low odor, they were $12.99 or $12.79 for 24, and I like the fact that they are the fine tip, not the fat tip, chisel tip. These are a lot easier for the kids to use, and we do a lot of dry erase things. And I think I went and read one. There was one review, but I had already made my mind up, so I put these on the list. And for $12.79, 24, it you know, couldn't be bad. They were ordered on a Sunday. They arrived on a Tuesday. Yeah, so you get 12. There are 4 red, 4 blue, 4 green, and 12 black. What else I want to say? I found these at, I want to say, School Supply Inc. And they retail $36 for this box. So it was a smart choice. And I will just see how long they last, and I will make my determination for next year how many boxes I actually need. But I think this actually may do it, because we still have some other dry erase markers and wet erase markers. I think that may work. Alright, June, along with the pencils, came erasers. Now we do give the kids each one of these erasers, and they keep them in their supply box. They have their name on them, so if I happen to find them, I know whose it is. But we were looking for, mainly the reason why a child won't use a pencil anymore is because of the eraser. So of course this has been open, but this was a good, I think you get typically somewhere, you may get 4 of these for $1, you may get 2 for $1, 3 for $1, something like that. This little pack was only, I want to say $5, and you get the grips with it. So that was a smarter choice, just to get this. And this will definitely last a long time. And on the pencils, I do not fill up any containers or supplies with pencils. That's why they're still in here. I give the children 2 pencils, and they are color coded. I wrap a piece of Astro Bright paper around the top, so I know whose pencil that is. And I would try to mark the grip with, or give them the same color grip and the same color eraser if I can, but they only get 2. And that way it's easily identifiable if it's on the floor or if it's in another room. But I don't have to see 100 pencils in a container to know we have pencils. And that is why we have so many still unused, even with the high schoolers. I teach them to be responsible with supplies, because supplies cost money. So yeah. Alright, I'm getting ready to get into the markers. This was a last year purchase, Office Depot. Okay, and the reason why I'm throwing it in is because I'll show you what I did for this year. Markers were 10 for $1. This was 50. It was a buy 2 get 1 free. So we had 150 markers, and we needed markers because I was buying the 10, seemed like every other month, and yeah, they didn't last. Now there are some missing, because there's a range of colors in each one of, like each one of these colors. You see green, there's probably about 4 or 5 different shades of green. So what I did was went through and took out that many. So there's probably 20 missing. That's what's in the supplies. It's community supplies. They have lasted. Okay, the other 2 boxes are put away. They haven't even been opened. We don't need markers anymore in life, because we invested in a variety. Because if you only have 10, yes, you're limited in color, so you're going to run through those faster. That's really not that good of deal, even if you're buying each child one. If they run out of blue, then what? You have to go buy a whole new box of markers. There's probably 5 blue markers in here. So it does, like I said, it helps to pay attention. For $9, yeah, we could not beat this. So, and I think they had this deal this year twice, one in July and one in August. So yeah, paper, never can have too much paper. Here's a case of paper to start. That's just how we do it, by the case. So, and I put the paper up. This is my good paper. The kids do not play with this paper at all. I give them their art paper, but we have some, so they do not use my paper. Now, markers. Office Depot had a $5 Mr. Sketch sale. So this is what went in the online cart and what was picked up in the store. We use scented markers. I have my own stash. I needed to get the kids some, and so this could be considered a splurge, but just something extra, and they were satisfied with this. They were, you know, we don't do special not colored, but printed pencils and things like that. They don't work. The Dollar Spot, Dollar Tree, those pencils don't sharpen. Eraser, same thing. So this was their little treat, and they are satisfied with these. Now what happened was, this year Mr. Sketch came out with the crayons, and we have twistable crayons by Crayola, but so we went ahead and picked these up. So they have 12, and I think they come in a pack of 6 as well, but these were all $5. So yeah, we're gonna get, you know, why get 6 when you can get 12? Also, they came up with the color pencils, and we go through color pencils a lot. We still have a lot of color pencils, but again, it's smarter to purchase a bulk supply of color pencils rather than the typical 12, and be mindful of the brand. So I picked up these, and they do these for special work and sometimes art time, just random art times. I will let them use the scented ones, and yeah, they've been going to town with these for a long time. New. So that sale lasted, I think, a weekend. And move it along right quick. I have 2 more items. Glue. We use glue a ton. Well, I use glue a little more than they do. This glue. And you can see this has already been. And what I do is refill my glue bottles and just, you know, put this one up. But the glue was, I want to say $3 or something like that. And we didn't need a whole lot of glue. But let me show you a little tip that we use. If you're not familiar with glue sponges, get some sponges, and you want to get an airtight container. You know, if the lid, you can use a plastic container if you want. Just make sure the lid is airtight. This happens to be a glass jar. You want to fill up your glue. You want to not fill up your glue, but put glue in with the sponges. You can take the sponges and cut them down to whatever size. This happens to be 2 sponges cut in half, and let that sit overnight. The glue will absorb into the sponges, and then just pull it out. Now, if you have a child with sensory issues, this may not be the best option because they're going to be touching glue, but they shouldn't be totally saturated. Once a month, take them, put a little bit of water in the container. That way they will stay moist. Turn them over if they're, you know, in a flat type container. But there you go. So, and I put a little bit in a reserve. You don't have to, but it's just a tiny bit in there. So this glue will last 2 or 3 years. Lastly, spirals. Now, the first time I looked at spirals, they were not on sale, quote unquote. They were running 75 cents, 50 cents a piece, and I believe we paid less than 20 cents last year, and we bought a ton. So and they're all in use because we use interactive notebooks. I did need some more, so I waited. This past weekend we went back, and they were less than 20 cents. The thing is, they only had yellow. It doesn't matter because we don't the cover doesn't matter. I usually put a cover on them. I did pick up a black and a red one, I think, a couple black and red ones, but all they had were college ruled. So these were, I picked up all of the wide ruled ones that I can find. So we ended up with, they each get 4 apiece. And one of these will become just random art to keep them out of my paper and out of the good art paper. So they're just going to get one of these just for doing a little art. But that's it. That's the haul. Very short, sweet, to the point. None of the glitz and glam. I didn't need all of that. There was some fun things. Like I said, not a post-it type of girl. Not at all. Conscious. Very conscious. All of the binders I showed you all from last year, we used all of the binders. They are all occupied, put to good use. So we don't need any binders. They were all purchased from Office Depot. We haven't had any rip or tear. Same thing with the folders that we use for work boxes. We had a ton of folders, all color-coded by subject. We bought the Polyvi. Those have lasted. I don't foresee those being destroyed anytime in this homeschool journey. We also have paper folders, and those were just in case something, you know, unforeseen happened. They would have to go to a paper folder, but I have found other options that I can use them for, just to keep from buying more binders. I'm conscious of the storage. My shelf is totally full, and I don't want to. I thought I wanted more binders, a couple of more, but I have to be mindful of storage. So if I could, I actually found some smaller binders and they will work just fine. But if I can, you know, go to an alternative, that's what I'm doing. So again, I hope this was helpful. And if you know, like I said, if you had not watched the previous hauls, go back and watch, you know, throughout the years, and you can see, you know, how we've been able to downsize a great bit. And honestly, this is, I would say, roughly $100 in supplies. That's it. I wouldn't even say that because the paper was on sale by the case. So I think they had a 2 for $5, or no, 2 for $10. And this was actually, the case was actually cheaper. So yeah. Anywho, and then with the rebates that we get from Office Depot, that made it even sweeter. Hopefully I will see you all in the next one, and let me know what you all do, if you did a haul. Go ahead and leave me a comment. I may have already watched it, but you know, if you have anything special, let me know. And tips, tricks, hacks, deals, you know, let me know. Things like this. Like I said, I had not seen anyone share this, so